Okay. Are we live? I think we're live.
We're live?
We're live.
All right.
Okay. So.
See how this goes.
Yes. What is Ugly Truck without the power of editing? We're going to find out. Oh, geez.
All right. Thank you.
Chad from Square Body Stuff is here. Ugly Trucks are my jam. You betcha. You guys love Square Body Trucks? Definitely go check his channel out. That is the place to be if you're into square bodies. Buff's Garage. What's up, Buff? You see me? It's creepy.
Yep. Thanks for showing up.
Yep. I'll let some folks filter in here. Uh-oh. Rick's here. Hey, Rick. What's up?
Nice. Longtime friend Rick.
Yeah.
Great friend.
Yes.
Cool.
I was thinking about Rick earlier. Maybe this will come up later, but I have a plan.
Oh, really?
I know you love my plans.
All right.
Okay.
Great.
T-Bird. Hey. Glad you could make it.
Everybody's chiming in.
Yeah. Holy smokes. Hey, y'all. Gordon, what's up? Randy Roberts. He's been around for a while. She has a plan. I do have a plan.
It's all written down.
I know. I made notes.
Yeah.
I may have over-prepared. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Gordon is doing a LS2 swap on his Chevy. Sweet.
Yeah. What year, Chevy?
Yeah. We can get behind that. An LS swap anything. I believe
People send in comments and they tell us what we say, just the minimal things, and they'll say, hey, how do you wire this 1980 Chevy? It's like, or well, what is it? What exactly are we working on? So,
yeah, 71 Chevelle.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Awesome. What year is Dave Chevelle? I think his is a 70.
Yeah.
There's a really sweet one up the road from us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. We appreciate you taking time out of it for us.
Yes.
Matt,
happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, Matt Ford.
Yep.
This is something that we've wanted to do ever since we started our channel, do a live show. And it just never worked out that we could do it. So we thought, well, we're not doing anything on Thanksgiving Day, so let's give it a shot.
Yeah, we've always talked about wanting to do some kind of Thanksgiving tradition. So I don't know if you guys enjoy this, if we enjoy this by the end of it, if we still like doing this.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make this a yearly thing. So.
Yeah. The Square Body says that he's usually trying to figure out how to get his phone on, but she's been sitting in that spot since 6 o'clock this morning.
I'm ready.
Figuring it all out. So.
Yes.
It's great for me because I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But, I had to show up 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That was it.
And Jerry rolled off the couch and rolled in.
Yep.
T-Berg says, where's the whiteboard? We could have done a live lesson.
I wanted to do the whiteboard. Now I wanted to set it up behind the thing so I could know what I'm talking about or have something to talk about.
Yeah, a whiteboard for us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, some notes. I can't read this. I had to go get my glasses to read it. So that's what the whiteboard's really for. It's just so it's big enough that I can actually see something on it.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody else does too. But let's see. Everybody loves that whiteboard for some reason.
Yeah.
I thought it was the corniest thing in the world when we first bought it. And now I want to get a bigger one. We'll see.
Yeah, the Square Body Stuff, whiteboard and lab coat.
Yeah.
Somebody might be getting a white lab coat for Christmas. I don't want to say who, but
yeah. That'd be awesome. That's the only thing I'll wear.
Yeah. Well, you should wear something under it.
Yep.
That's a different kind of video. We're not that kind of channel, you know.
Right. Oh, I know. We're boring.
Yeah. I am not gonna attempt to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, but happy Thanksgiving. You're welcome for the videos. I'm glad they've been helpful. We really appreciate you watching, and we're definitely glad to have everybody here. Rick says, "I'm the brains and you are the muscle."
Who are you talking about?
Huh? Okay. Well, we got some people filtering in, so
Here it comes.
I've prepared a little speech to start this off. I wanted to say, obviously, happy Thanksgiving. If you're in a part of the world that celebrates that, and if not, wherever you are, we are glad to have you. Basically, you know, like Jerry said, we've talked about doing a live stream for a while, and we hit 5,000 subscribers recently and wanted to do something special for that. And like I said, maybe start a new Thanksgiving tradition. So, if you're new to the whole live stream thing, there somewhere here is a live chat. My camera's backwards, so you go find it. Jump in there and say hi so we know you're here.
Yeah. Yep. I'm already surprised at the number of people that are chiming in. I love that.
Yeah.
If you're just sitting there and you're shy or whatever.
Don't be shy. Jump in and you know, we've got some topics here that we, you know, wrote down to, you know, talk about. And if you guys want to chat along or jump in, if you have questions, if there's stuff that you want to hear about, you know, we're open to it. So jump over there on the live chat and let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon, we do have a 4L80 rebuild planned. The 86 C10, the blue truck that we took the engine out of on the channel, that is going to get a 6-liter and a 4L80. So, and it's actually a 4-wheel drive transmission, and we're going to put a different
tail housing and output shaft.
Output shaft, yes.
Make sure it's got oil going to it is all. But
yeah.
Very simple to do.
Yeah. So that will be a really cool video. I have never done the conversion 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive, so I'm anxious to see that and anxious for that for that video to come out.
I don't want to do it. I wish we didn't have to do it. I can't find transmissions to buy right now. So
yeah, transmissions are the hard part right now.
We're gonna have to just build one, and then you can spend a ton of money on one right now, but it has like a 5-day warranty on it. And,
yeah.
You just don't know what you're getting anymore. So I'm just gonna. Well, we have 2 of them that we're gonna rebuild: a 4L60 and this 4L80. So
yeah,
and we're gonna. That'll be an interesting one to try to figure out how to show that on video, because the teardown time and the building it time would be quite a long video, so it might have to be 2 parts or whatever. But it is pretty interesting. I think people will like it. We'll see.
Yeah, and it's definitely, you know, a lot of people have told us the same thing. You know, I can find an engine, but I can't find a transmission in my area, so it's another option for you.
Yeah.
You know?
They're very easy to rebuild, and that's kind of what I'd.
And the parts are pretty
like,
affordable.
Like to show to somebody.
Yeah.
To not be afraid of them, you just got to have a lot of room, and if you don't have a great memory, you pull those parts out and you just set them in a row, and make sure you just put them back in the same row that you took them out. But they're pretty simple, really, and we'll see how it goes. I think people will like it.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting.
Somehow or another, she manages to take my horrible mechanical skills, and then she'll turn it into a video and make it seem okay. So
yeah,
we do some jobs that when we're done with it, we think, oh man, that was terrible. It was horrible. And then she sits down and edits it for a few days, and then I sit back and look at it before we upload it, and it's like, oh my god, that thing is great.
Yeah.
So,
A great example of that is Big Red or Oscar's truck. If you kept up with those videos, I think we've actually got 3 videos on that truck. If you want to go check it out, it's a 63 K10 4-wheel drive, and it is a really, really cool truck. But nothing went smoothly. Like everything that could have been a problem was a problem. And it was like at the end of it, at the end of what was like the first 2 days, it was like, well, we got to make a video out of this.
yeah.
But it kind of, those videos kind of became like, this is the story of the struggle, Yeah, exactly. Square body stuff, editing magic. Exactly. The power of editing.
Yeah, I'd be in big trouble without it.
Yeah.
This guy, Acosta is his last name. I'm wondering if you have him making a video on a standalone relay. I did one,
Yeah.
The blue C10. I did that one using just off the shelf relays on that one.
Yeah,
it's a ton of wiring, and you end up on that one I ended up going back and putting in the original fuse box on it, just because of talking back and forth with the customer and some of the other things that he wanted to do. So I initially did that one without the original fuse box, and then it ended up having to redo it, just like I did the fuel system twice on that truck.
Yeah. That's a whole nother saga. The 85 C10, it got a 5.3 and a 4L60. There's a ton of videos on that truck. I just, in the live chat, posted a link to Welcome to the Jungle is the name of it. And it's the wiring video where we use the standalone fuse box and relay box. So if you want to check that out. Alonzo. Hi, Alonzo.
Yep. Alonzo's
one of our...
He's almost every video we put out, he'll be the first one to chime in on the comments. And,
yeah. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we always count
joining us tonight.
We know, like someday, if Alonzo never chimes in, then we know we got problems. Maybe it's time to hang this video stuff up. So.
Yeah. Square body stuff says our struggles and failures are our viewers' favorite stuff to watch. That's kind of, I don't know how that makes me feel about our viewers.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. I think she even has that down on her list.
Mike, that was on my list here. One thing I wanted to talk about was like, we talk to you guys all the time and we get comments back, and I try to respond, or we try to respond to everybody in the comments. But it still feels like a kind of a weird one-sided relationship. So I feel like we've just never really introduced ourselves. So I'm Emily.
I'm Jerry.
Great to meet you. We are Ugly Truck.
Yeah.
So what is Ugly Truck?
All right, let's answer this question. Okay.
How did we come up with the name for Ugly Truck?
We've had this shop for 12 years under that name, I think now.
I think so, yeah.
And I think we've only had one of my customers ask that question, because most of the people just think that we're just insane.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Okay. Well, I started my own shop when I was in my mid-20s in Omaha, Nebraska, and it was named Nelson Automotive. Nelson's my last name. I picked up the phone so many times saying Nelson Automotive that I grew to hate my name, and I still hate it. But when I sold that place and moved here, and we decided that we were going to open up a shop here, I said, well, whatever it is, it's not going to be my name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we worked on it for months trying to come up with a name, and I drive a 1972 Chevy pickup.
That one right there.
Yep. And it's pretty rough looking. And at the time, my daughter was probably maybe 6 or so.
Yeah.
And she noticed that people always wave to us.
Yeah.
When I'm driving down the road. They didn't know us, but they love that truck. And one day she said something about, hey, you know, Dad, that truck's not ugly. People love that truck.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, ugly truck. And I picked up the phone. I called her. I said, what do you think about ugly truck?
Yeah.
And she said, yep,
Yep.
that's what we're going with. And it was either going to be that or I was going to name it the worst shop in the world.
Yeah, that one would have been memorable too.
Yeah. and no matter what, I still would have been as busy because people would love to say, and somebody will steal this idea from me now, but people would love to say, oh, I got to take my car to the worst shop in the world tomorrow.
Yeah. Where do you get your car fixed? The worst shop in the world.
Yeah. Because somebody will immediately turn around and say to you, what are you talking about? Why would you take your car to the worst shop in the world? And that's where you explain to them that no, it's the best shop in the world. It's just named the worst shop in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just said, hey, we'll go with ugly truck because I don't care what it's called. People will still bring me work. And I started my own business when I was 26 or 27, and I've never ever had a day where I didn't have a car to work on. There's usually 10 of them out there for me. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why ugly truck.
Yeah.
And it gives her an opportunity to use her skills to do she has a graphics degree.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to school for graphic design, so I get to do all the fun logo stuff and the stuff that everybody else usually hates.
Yeah. Because if it's just a generic name or whatever, that poses a problem for you to I don't know, promote yourself basically.
Yeah.
And when you name your place Ugly Truck and you put a sign out that says Ugly Truck, 500 people are going to be talking about it within the first week.
We met all of our neighbors within like a couple months.
Yeah. It was kind of I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but maybe I should have named it Nelson Automotive. So, but I don't think anybody would have tuned into the YouTube channel called Nelson Automotive.
Yeah, Nelson Experience.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
So there you go. That's the first time we've ever really
explained that
to somebody.
Yeah.
So, but it's my daughter's fault.
Yeah, it's all her fault. Kansas Creek Hunting and Cooking. Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for the video on the drive-by-wire pedal. You are welcome.
Yep.
That one that was by far one of like the most requested videos on this channel. That's one that everybody has their own way of doing it, and you know.
Yeah, somebody chimed in on that one and they said, hey, why don't you just use the diesel pedal from years prior, you know?
Yes.
Because you can on those you can take that pedal and you can rewire it. It's just a few wires, but a lot of people aren't comfortable like rewiring an accelerator pedal.
Yeah.
And sometimes that scares me. You know, it's like I really don't want to mess around for wiring for a pedal. Okay.
Yeah, if you're booking down the road and you have a bad connection or something, I mean, a pedal is not something that you want any kind of weird wiring going to.
Yeah, you want it to work all the time.
Yeah.
But the wiring's really not that big of a deal. But when we do our videos for like these things that people chime in on about, it's like I'm just trying to do it like if you had one donor vehicle and this is what you had to work with, and then you don't have an exorbitant amount of money to just buy stuff and make your life all that much easier. But it's funny, you know, the people that talk to us about this, a lot of the stuff that they turn around and they buy that is like supposed to be a fix-all for whatever, and they plug it into this and that, and it ends up being kind of a nightmare for them sometimes. It's interesting. So that's why I try to work with what we're given basically. Okay. Yep. And it, you know, I think we mentioned it in one of our recent videos in this last LS series, but we try to, like you said, use as much as we can from the donor, even if it's like a
your radiator's got a hole in it, for example, if you caught our last teardown video. But we try to make it really clear. This is LS swap. This is, original vehicle. Yeah.
Somebody asked where Juice was. There's Juice.
Nobody wants to know. Okay, but we're Juice and Ripley at though.
Come here, Ripley.
Come here.
Come here.
You guys say hi. Come be a star. Oh my goodness.
There's Ripley.
There's Ripley. They're here.
They're here.
They're always here.
Yeah. That's
Zach says he's stealing the drive-by wire pedal idea as well. Buff, I think you mentioned that before, that you used your original pedal. Do you have a video on that? Because I would really like to check that out. We were actually talking the other day about the drive-by cable.
Yeah.
You can just use your original pedal, and we actually have a swap coming up that you were talking about wanting to do drive-by cable.
Mm-hmm. That's on one of our own though.
Yeah, one of our
pickups.
So, but yeah, that's interesting. I would like to see that. If you have a link to your video, I would for sure check it out.
Well, T-Bird says the only thing I hate about the slight delay, the electronic pedal is actually faster than. I hate arguing with people, but that was the benefit of the electronic pedal, and I can't figure that out myself, but it is actually faster than a mechanical cable. I mean, it goes at the speed of light, I guess, because it's electrical, but it's still weird to think that there wouldn't be some kind of a lag there, but supposedly technically it is faster. So, and it really does. I've tested it, believe me.
Yeah.
It is much quicker than the cable or the cable operated ones.
Yeah.
So
it does make a difference. There's definitely a difference driving it. It just feels different.
It doesn't make sense. That's for sure.
Yeah. Tyler says, you said you prefer 2004 or newer for LS swap. Why? I have a 0153 to put in a 86. I believe what you were saying about that was just that post 2004, you probably don't have an EGR, and it's probably drive-by-wire. But there are exceptions before that.
Well, I have a 2001. Oh yeah, there were a ton of them that didn't have EGR on them. Whatever they were put in the vehicles, that's their emission standard that they had to meet. And so, like, if they could put out a pickup that was, didn't have to get 30 miles to the gallon, and they'd not put EGR on it. So some of them did, and some of them didn't. But most of them I did, or most of them that I saw back then did. So if you got one that didn't have it, great.
Yeah.
You're very lucky.
Yeah. But I think that was the only reason that you said that you try to look for one that's 2004 or newer.
Yeah. Is Tyler S. the guy that sent us a comment the other day about that?
I don't know. Somebody did ask. Somebody said that they have I think it was like an 01, 02, that had I think he was saying it was like his daily driver though, that had a EGR on it.
Huh.
But yeah, it's not across the board, all of them before this year had this, or all of them after this year had that. But so definitely check it out before you go buy your donor or buy something from a scrap yard or salvage yard. So let me see here.
Does that video that you're talking about, Buff, does it talk about what you did for that pedal? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he explained how he went about it. We should definitely go check that out, because we talk about it. We say it a lot. We're here to learn as much as anybody else. We're just here. We're Ugly Truck Experience. We're here to share our experience doing this stuff. So You know, hearing different ways to go about it, or the jingle jangles are a little distracting.
We got them riled up.
Yeah, I brought toys in, so it's
Yep.
probably a bad idea. It's a brief overview. Sure, do a detailed one soon. What you guys want? Awesome.
Cool.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, I would definitely like to see that. That would be sweet. Speaking of comments, we were talking about comments. A lot of you guys have asked, where are we located? We do talk about it sometimes. We are in Southwest Missouri. We're just east of Springfield. Jerry is originally from Nebraska, and that's why we make corn jokes.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to Nebraska, you know why.
That's her way of getting back at me for teasing her. So she teases me about being a Nebraska boy.
Yeah.
So where I grew up,
Corn
it's
boy.
just miles and miles of corn and bean fields. And,
Yeah.
so
Corn and bean field.
and I really do think that our torque method is going to catch on, but
Yeah.
it's just going to take a while.
Yeah. I mean, corns are.
Right. Yeah.
Oh no. Buff's in Kansas. So it's pretty close to the corn.
Yeah, he knows.
Pretty corny yourself there, Buff.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler says, is an LS swap more preferable than just adding a sniper or comparable EFI to an older model? What are your thoughts on that? Because we have done both.
Oh, to an older model,
Yeah,
like a small block Chevy?
Like a FITAC system versus an LS. Is an LS more preferable?
Well, yeah, you're okay. So a regular small block Chevy, most of them that people are messing with, they're less than 200 horsepower. The LS motor stock, like a 5.3, is sitting right around 300 horsepower. So you have that horsepower gain. So we've put snipers and FITACs on, and they do make them run a lot nicer. They certainly make them start a lot better. The issue that I have with those is we do them for other people, and you have to be pretty good at tuning something when it comes to those.
Yeah.
They're not just, they say that they're learning, but they in my experience, and maybe I'm doing it wrong, I don't know, but they really take a little bit of like the ones that we've done. I've had the people just leave them with me for a few weeks so I can drive them and then keep tuning them. And you'd have to look and see what your fuel air ratios are all the time when you have a stumble here and there or whatever, and then adjust this and that. Holly though, the Holly ones, I will say this, I love them, and I just won't say anything else about the other ones.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's one of my rules. It's like if I don't like a product or whatever, I just won't talk about it. So that's why a lot of times, like I'll kind of jump around in the video about what I'm using a little bit, just because I don't want to bash something.
Yeah.
And, I don't think it's right to bash a product when the person that builds it isn't standing right there to argue with me.
Yeah.
But if I do like a product, I will talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
So Holly.
Alonzo's asking, is a stroker better than an LX? And
only if you want to drink a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on how much gas you want to put in it, because you're trading cubic inches for that's how you're getting horsepower. So they're very cool.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing better than cubic inches. So
I believe Square Body Stuff himself said it the other night. No replacement for displacement.
That's right. Yep. And that's true.
Yep.
The LS engines really, I mean, the way they're built, they're never going to be good candidates, really, in my opinion, to make them stronger motors. They're built too compact, and it just isn't going to happen for them. They just get the horsepower in a different manner,
Yeah.
and they're lighter, and that's the benefit to them. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all perspective. What some person likes is totally different from somebody else.
Yeah, he says, I just want a good driver.
If you want a good driver, that's why people are doing LS swaps.
Yeah.
The reliability of them. They don't leak oil and coolant nearly like the Gen 1 stuff and Gen 2.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah. It just depends on where you're going and how fast you want to get there.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to spend getting there. Gordon says, from Tennessee, now in Georgia via Iowa, we know about corn.
See? Are they talking about the torque spec, or are they talking about real corn?
Your brothers in corn. Mike again, question for you. Have you ever tapped the steam hose into top of water pump? I have heard people doing it and curious if you've done it. No, that sounds scary to me.
Nope.
We always use, or I guess I don't know. We always use the stock radiator. Is that what it's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have. I don't think there's any instance where I haven't used the stock radiator. So it has a steam port spot in it. At the top of the radiator. Want her out?
I think she wants to go out.
Okay. So no, we just have never had an instance to do that. And,
yeah.
But I don't know. Like if I was doing it, I'd probably, if I had to, if I was using a different radiator, I'd probably just put an adapter in front of the upper hose. Put it in there, but no, sorry, never done that. If you do it, let us know.
Yeah. T-Berg says, wouldn't MPG be a lot more friendly with an LS? Yes. I went from a 350 with 3 on the tree in my 1970, my yellow C10, and then went to a 4.8 before going to the 5.3. And yes, MPG is nice.
Stick around here. That blue truck that we did, that guy drives that back and forth from Springfield to Branson every day to work and back. And between here and Branson, it's some pretty good hills. There are hills that thing probably drops down into second.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's getting over 20 miles per gallon on that truck going back and forth to work.
And that's pretty for, a big heavy square body pickup. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It has stock height tires and then 308 rear end. So it's pretty stock, but
yeah.
But when you drive that thing, got to remember too, the 4L60 has a lower first gear.
Yeah.
So it takes off like a rocket, and then it books down the interstate at 90 miles an hour if you want to, no problem. So
yeah.
Okay.
Zach says, have you all done a C10 fuel delivery to the LS video yet? Important part of the swap process. If you haven't, should get some good views. Yes, we have. We have done a couple, maybe 3 videos on LS fuel systems. I will post links in the description when we're done here. It's too much for my brain to try to do it right now. But yes, the 85 C10, the dark blue pickup that he's talking about, it had dual tanks. So you mentioned earlier, you did it once and then you redid it because you thought you had a better way to do it.
Yep.
And then you figured out that was not the better way to do it and put it back the way it was.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. and that fuel system, it's working great
Yes.
for him.
Mm-hmm.
The way I did it on that one. These next two trucks, we're gonna show you doing them again.
Yeah.
We'll probably make them a little shorter this time, then we can,
Yeah. We've
kinda,
had some practice.
yeah, go back to the other videos to really get some schooling on it if a person wanted to. But we're gonna do it both, and then on that the blue one, right? On the blue one, I'm going to do something different. The guy wants me to just run one high pressure fuel pump in the left hand tank, and then he wants the right hand tank to be a reserve, basically to just fill the left hand tank if he as he wants to,
like a lift pump.
Mm-hmm. So
over to
so I'll wire it up so he'll be able to buzz down the road and just hit the button and flip it over. Still be driving the truck, no problem, but it'll fill his other tank up. Okay.
Cool.
And,
that'll be interesting.
Yep.
Speaking of fuel and fuel systems, Square Body Stuff says Jerry loves clear plastic fuel filters. Confirm or deny?
No. No, I don't.
No.
No, and the reason is because I won't get into it, but I have caused fires. Okay. I have caught. I shouldn't say I have. Holly carburetors.
Yes.
The ones that start the fire, but when you start a fire and it doesn't go out immediately, and then you got a plastic
fuel filter.
I guess I don't mind if they're not up on the engine where anything can get to them. But
yeah, if you put them down by the pump or something.
Yeah,
it's a little.
I just think if you have to see your fuel, I think you got bigger problems.
I think you should go to a different gas station.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try a different come and go.
Right.
Gordon says his son just asked, why don't we use electric ratchets? We don't have any.
Yes.
We actually just, like, within the last year or 2 years, got the Milwaukee, the electric impacts. And that was a game changer. We've got a 3/8 and a 1/4 inch, and those have been super awesome. And I have been eyeballing the Milwaukee electric ratchets also. So
yeah, and I've been I don't know if I've mentioned it or not, but I've been doing this for a while, and you just get used to using what you do. I always have air pressure right there, and that's just what I'm used to. Somebody make fun of me?
No, I know who this person is, and
oh no,
I don't want to name them.
But yeah, the biggest reason you see me using air tools is just because of my age, probably, and that's what I did.
Yeah,
I grew up in a day without cell phones and cordless tools.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
So I'm trying to learn. Bear with me.
Trying to learn.
Yep.
Nobody says, what are your opinions on what the best Thanksgiving side dish is, and why is it sweet potatoes? I agree. Love a good sweet potato. No?
No, sweet potatoes, they're horrible.
No?
No, I hope people chime in and we all agree that nobody likes sweet potatoes.
No, I like sweet potatoes.
No, it's just like beets. Why are beets on the Thanksgiving table? That's
what Thanksgiving are you going to? Gross. Joseph says, I'd like to see a video of how you put the headlight wires under dash wires and tail light wiring in. I'm not sure if you're talking about an LS swap or just how to like you just need to wire up your lights. But we were actually talking about this recently. You want to wire in the headlights and taillights into the OEM fuse box on an LS swap. And basically that would give us automatic headlights.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, I got my hopes up. I left my lights on at Walmart the other day and had to call him.
Yeah.
That is an embarrassing phone call to make.
I was talking
I got my
about
hopes
that,
up.
but that's two separate things.
Two separate things. Okay.
Yeah. to answer his question, like on this blue truck that's coming up, we are going to wire everything that can be run through that the fuse box. That outside fuse box is going to go through that outside fuse box. So the headlights are going to run through it. The horn, the radio will even be on the outside fuse box. So the only thing that will be powered up inside that truck when we're all done with it will be the interior dash lights, the dome light, and the the ignition switch. Okay,
Yeah.
so there'll be wires going into the ignition switch and out, and then that'll be it. So virtually nothing in that truck, and the interior cab will have hardly anything going to it. So I'm excited to do that one. The guy who owns that pickup, he's going to let me do a bunch of extra wiring to it. And what I was talking to her about, what we were just mentioning, is I'd like to incorporate one with a body control module.
Yeah.
One of these days.
That's right.
To where we can do door locks and run automatic headlights off of it. Okay, because your automatic headlights use the light sensor that goes through the body control.
That's right. That's right. And then you gotta wire the BCM in.
Yep. Yeah, because that's one of the problem with like older trucks is like you get so used to not having to turn your lights off and that. But, it happens all the time. People, I do it. Yeah. I do it. I just make sure I got a great battery in that truck because I run in someplace and come back out and my headlights are still on and hopefully it'll start up. So I'm gonna fix that problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just wanted to mention real quick, couple votes, square body stuff, and Matt, a couple votes for deviled eggs. I'll cast a vote for that as well.
You're not going to get me on that one.
No.
No. Who said deviled eggs?
Matt.
Matt.
And square body stuff. Matt and Chad. Okay. And Juice, apparently. Juice agrees.
Yeah. Somebody's a Canadian there.
Canadian. Someone explain. As a Canadian, someone explain grits, as they don't exist up here in Canada. Square body stuff. They're awesome. End of story. Grits are a type of corn. Kind of like oatmeal. I don't know. Now we're having a whole conversation about grits, and you guys are on your own.
In my description of it, it's like a really like a ground up oatmeal almost, but it's corn. It's pretty good. People put butter on it and
put butter on about anything, and
it's an acquired taste, just like deviled eggs.
Let me see here. Alonso says, would it be easier if I get a standalone harness? We don't have personal experience with standalone harnesses. I know some people swear by them. I don't know.
Depends on what your computer is going to be, because when somebody says a standalone harness, it weirds me out, because there's like when we get into doing the original harness on it, the only thing that is removed off of it are the back two O2 sensors. So that's 8 wires, and then the fuel sensor, if we're not doing flex fuel or whatever.
Yeah.
So, which we never do, because I hate flex fuel on LS engines. But people ask us about that too, and it just ethanol just by and far is not a great thing to run through an engine. But you can run 87 octane, which is 10% ethanol, which is fine. But if you want to run a flex fuel motor, you're just asking for trouble. Yeah. So we just never do it, because I don't want to give somebody a call back that then they go, oh, it's not running quite right or whatever. Like, yeah, because you're running E85 in it. So I don't want to argue with anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of E85, we're still talking about corn over here in the comments.
All right.
It's corn. Jerry's probably never seen that video. He doesn't know it's corn.
Yeah.
Flex Fuel is corn too, just not as good as grits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corn's good for a lot of things, kids.
Oh.
Let me see here. Andrew, on the LS swap, you mentioned a 04 donor because no EGR, which or something, which is good. But what all years don't have that type of stuff to look for in a donor? We actually just talked about this earlier. There's exceptions no matter what the year is, but for the most part, after 04, not a lot of EGR. But that's something that you want to like call your salvage yard and double check maybe before you send the check.
Yeah.
Might save you some headache anyway.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I feel like I'm missing something here. Comment questions. Another question that we get a lot is what scan tool do we use? And basically, we use it's a Bluetooth deal that plugs into the OBD and goes to a tablet, which is super easy. We use a service called All Data for our shop program, and that gives us all the info we need to know about procedures, torque specs, wiring diagrams, all that fun stuff, stuff to keep the shop rolling every day. But we do pay a pretty good monthly fee for that, since it's not just plug it in and then scan your car. So, but it's pretty sweet. It's nice to plug it in and then walk back into the warm office and do on the tablet for a minute.
Yep. The best cold air intake.
Yes.
There's
one sitting right there.
Oh yeah.
That's a different.
Yeah, we have an S&B air intake over there for a diesel, but
yeah,
that thing, that was $350. But okay, like on these other trucks that we're gonna do, I'm gonna show the way I do the air intake and everything on them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show every single little bracket that I make. I'm gonna show doing the air intake, and I buy. And when we get to that point, or if you need to know sooner or whatever, you can send a message and Emily will let you know what we buy. But I actually buy two of them, air kits, and I modify the two of them and make them go where I want them to go over to the left-hand side.
Yep.
Okay. And I think it looks pretty nice, and it works really well. So that's what I do, and they are inexpensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I buy two of them, and I think they're around $60 a piece for each kit.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I have $120 in them, but then I also have an extra air filter.
Yes.
Okay.
You get 2 filters for the price of 2, basically. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. When we originally started doing the LS type stuff, we were always on a serious budget. We were doing our own stuff, so
yeah.
We're pretty savvy about sitting down and figuring out the most economical way to do it. But I also, I'm very particular, and I want it to look and function.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, that's like that's the first thing I look at.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah. Tyler asks, is Diet Coke a sponsor? No, there are no sponsors.
Yeah. That's an inside joke.
We're the sponsors.
Yeah. That's an inside joke. When we're doing the videos, we have to do what we can to entertain ourselves a lot of times. So like if I use something or whatever, and I say not a sponsor or whatever, that's just us getting a little chuckle. For not having any company out there care about us whatsoever.
No, we're just winging it.
We're so far off the list. But I wish they were. Diet Coke.
Call me.
I love them.
Yeah, Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper.
Exactly.
Call me.
It's probably the same company.
Probably. I think so. Yeah. Ray-Ban says, slow down on the corn before Jerry gets blamed for ethanol.
Yeah.
Glad Ray-Ban got to jump in with us tonight. There's a lot of names in here that you guys chime in on our stuff all the time, and we really appreciate it. Somebody asked earlier in the live chat already, but everybody asked what the dogs' names are, and it is Ripley and Juice.
Yep.
Juice is the bigger one, but the younger one, and she is just a handful. Juice is stressful. Matt is asking Chad if he's going to use the dyno next September. If you guys have not been following us on Facebook, you should definitely run over there and do that. Facebook.com/uglytruck. We are gonna head over to the the C10 Cruise and Show presented by Mo C10 Addiction. And that is, I believe, September 9th. I did write that down. I'm somewhat prepared.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
If she's wrong, chime in, Matt. Let her know.
Yeah.
The date.
Yeah, I got September 9th of 23. It is a all C10, all Chevy GM cruise and show. This year, they're going to include OBS. So all you OBS guys, if you are in the Springfield, Missouri area in September next year, definitely come check it out. Come hang out. We're going to have a little spot there set up. We'll be hanging out all day. There's food trucks and vendors. They're gonna have a dyno there, and I'm excited about that. I'm hoping that Chad has that 339 ready to roll because I want to see that thing on the dyno. If you don't,
sorry, that's the first thing I thought of when she told me that he was gonna have a dyno.
Yes,
so I'd love to see that. So
we gotta see this.
I hope he does that. That'd be great.
Yeah, we got to see this motor in action.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, our buddy Chad over at Square Body Stuff is putting together it's a 305, but he's making it a 339 stroker motor out of a 305. And he's done a ton of work to it. And I don't even want to attempt to list off what you've done to it, but I'm really excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got to throw some nitrous at it too.
Ooh, yeah.
I believe.
Nitrous makes everything better.
I think that was the plan. Unless it's changed, but I'm pretty sure he was talking about nitrous on it also.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And
cool.
Last year at the C10 show, that is actually where we met Chad. So. Let me see here. Mike asks, OBS is another topic. Is it or no? LOL. Here, just real quick. Chad says he's going to hopefully have his 339 on the dyno at the machine shop before it goes into the truck. That's not a bad idea.
That's where they always blow up.
But that's better than in the truck. That's a lot of work to put that in and then just blow it up.
It's not as cool when they blow up on a
It's easier
stand.
to clean up, though.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Mike is asking about OBS. I like OBS pickups. My first truck was a 97 short bed, step side, regular cab, 4x4. And I loved that truck. Jerry, on the other hand, you don't so much.
No, because I didn't like the interiors of them because when they went to OBS those years in the 90s.
It's very 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't like the interior because there was a lot of plastic in them and stuff. But they're great trucks. I like the way they look. I guess it's just the interior that I don't like.
Yeah.
We've got a few people asking us to do some right now, OBS, and we'll end up doing them, I'm sure. So no matter what, I don't care. I love them. The other thing was too, like that in the 90s, that's when I got out of the technical school that I went to, and in the 90s, then I worked on those trucks a ton, and I think that's what kind of turns you off to them. I had a 72 Chevy when I was a kid, and I worked on that, but up until that point, I never really worked on much other than 72s on up to the 80s vehicles. And I was in school and I was in high school, so I didn't get to work on a lot of those. But then the 90s rolled around and I worked on a ton of them. So I guess I just got bored with them. So
Yeah.
sometimes I don't understand I guess I don't understand the OBS stuff. They've got like the Vortec motor ones, and they have overdrive. So they have a lot more benefits than like the square bodies did. So I totally understand like when we do square bodies, but the OBS ones, you're just putting a LS in it to get 100 more horsepower.
Yeah, it would be interesting to do one to swap an OBS and to take and drive it, because I mean, when you like we did the yellow 78 Bonanza. If you guys saw that one, that truck had a 350 trans, and pretty basic square body, and it made just like an unworldly difference. It's a totally different truck driving it.
Mm-hmm.
So then to do an OBS, it would be interesting to see what
People are really going to hate when I say this, but the Vortec motor, great, probably one of the best Chevy small block motors, but the fuel system stinks.
They're like the throttle body.
Yeah. Terrible. Yeah. So that's I could totally see, like, if I owned one and I loved it, I'd get rid of that. The minute I started having the thing not run right because of its fuel system, I'd get rid of it. They're junk.
Yeah. We actually have a Will It Run coming up. Do we want to talk about that?
On what?
Steve's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've got it's 87, correct?
Mm-hmm.
87 C10. It looks almost just like the red short bed that was in our last video, except like if it was underwater and went through a tornado. But it has a 350 with the throttle body injection on it, and has not run in many years. So a little bit different kind of Will It Run. Not really squirting fuel down the carburetor kind of thing. So that one will be interesting. So make sure you stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, it will be a good one. I'm not going to fix the fuel system going to it. I'm going to rig one up off my fuel cleaning system that I have to run fuel pressure to it and see if it runs that way, because I would never spend any money on a throttle body system.
Yeah.
But we'll get it running. And then after that, I'll talk them into putting a carburetor on it.
Yeah. Let me see here. Ray-Ban says, have you done an 80s van LS swap? No, but I saw a van the other day that was pretty cool, and I thought, I wonder what it would take to get an LS in it. Vans are a little, I don't know, they're weird to work on. There's certain things that are easier, and there's certain things that are so much more difficult.
Yeah. So, it would work, no problem. Everything underneath that is the same. So it wouldn't be a problem.
Truck chassis.
Yeah. Maybe a different intake, but other than that, it'd be no problem. Be pretty cool cruising in your 80 van.
Yeah. Looking down the road.
I would love to see that.
It'd be sweet. Gordon says, do y'all have platform where we can share our LS swaps? No, that is one thing that really bugs me, is that YouTube doesn't allow pictures in their comments. Because we talk to you guys all the time and, go back and forth in the comments, but sometimes it'd be easier to ask your question if you could send us a picture, and, if we could send a picture back and forth. That being said, we do have our Facebook page. like I said earlier, facebook.com/uglytruck. We are also Ugly Truck Experience on Instagram. You can find us and tag us over there. Someday I would like to have like a private Facebook group where we can all jump in and post all of our stuff together. So if we get some folks interested in that, we might be able to make that happen.
There you go, Square Body. He knows.
Which one?
Yeah. Oh, the 96 and later Vortec.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a great engine. Great motors. When a person would throw a carburetor on it, they were awesome.
Yeah.
Motors.
I guess we have one sitting out there, don't we? Isn't that what that is?
No.
That's it earlier?
That's a Gen 2.
Is it? Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The 6-liter installing. Yeah, I would too. I'd love to have that truck.
Yeah, actually, Square Body Stuff just mentioned the yellow Bonanza. The guy that owns the yellow Bonanza was here the other day, and he actually said the same thing, that he would like to have that red short bed. That is a really sweet truck. That truck, actually both of those 86s that we're working on right now, the blue one that we did the teardown on, and then the red one from our last video on the PCM programming. Where was I going with that? Both of those?
Oh, no. I was reading comments. I wasn't even listening to you.
I wasn't listening to me either. But they are both 86 C10s. They are both getting 6 liters. And I'm really, really excited about that 6-liter and that short bed. I think that's going to be pretty sweet. The 5.3 in that Bonanza was pretty sweet. The 5.3 in my 70 C10 is pretty sweet, but those are both long beds. So
yeah,
that short bed's going to be cool.
Both those trucks you're going to have to hang on.
Yeah.
Hit the gas.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive for, just a naturally aspirated motor. So it'll be almost 400 horsepower. So it'll be quite a change from 150.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we did look at that V6 did have more horsepower. It put out more horsepower than it had more torque, I should say, than the 305 one that we did. That was something that I was curious about and looked that up.
Yeah.
That
is interesting.
Yeah, because I thought it was interesting that V6 had a 400 THM 400 behind it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And that was stock. So
that is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect that either.
Yep.
Irish Outlaw Garage stopping in to say, hey, congrats on the $5,000. Thank you. Glad you could join us. And we got Tim. What's up, Tim? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm glad you guys could all join us. Tim, what you got? Y'all are convincing me to LS the truck I'm building. Yes, do it. It is so worth it. Don't let the haters tell you you're wrong. If it's yours, you're driving it. Nobody can say anything at all about it.
Yeah, somebody sent me a comment when we took the 305 out of the blue truck. They sent a comment and they said, hey, why are you taking a perfectly good engine out and putting a piece of junk in it? And I just love, that's probably like my favorite thing about our YouTube stuff is like the opinions that people have. It seems like they want to get at you a little bit, but I just get a good chuckle out of it. It's entertaining. It's like, because we have trucks that have the original motors in them, and I love them. The 74 C20 that I drive, it's got a 350 in it.
Yeah,
great truck.
Square Body Stuff says bah humbug. Yes,
I love it.
Square Body Stuff would be proud of us. We have been daily driving the orange and white 74 C20, and it is sweet. I'm all in with the three-quarter tons. The rake on the front end while you're driving it is super sweet. I'm short, so a little bit of rake helps me see over the steering wheel.
Yeah, it's a nice truck.
Yeah, it's a very nice truck. It drives really nice. Shellman, what's up? Glad you could join us. Tim says it has no engine to begin with, so it's a build, not a swap. Well, you're halfway there. See, you know, the hard part's done. You just got to put the LS in. You know.
Yep. That'll save you 30 minutes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Let me see here. Going back to our topics.
How long have we been doing this?
An hour and 4 minutes.
Oh.
So we said we were going to do an hour. So I just want to, you want to buzz through these couple real quick?
If you want to. Does anybody want to hear it?
Anybody want to hear it? No? Nobody said anything. All right, here we go. What is the first tool you ever bought? When you started your shop, what's the first thing you bought?
You asking me?
Yes.
I didn't buy any tools until I started the 2-year college that I went to. I went to Milford Southeast Community College.
Nebraska.
And in order to go to school there, you had to have the required number of tools, and they had a package that you could buy. And it was Snap-on put together this package. It was a upper and lower toolbox, and then all the tools that they required.
Yeah.
I think it was like $1,100, so it was like a really good deal. And then the problem is, though, that's how they got you addicted to Snap-on tools.
Yeah. Yeah. First one's free.
Yeah. Because you have a whole box full of them, and you get used to them, and then
yeah.
But then you'd go out to the Snap-on truck, and a set of wrenches would be $400.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
so
how they get you.
Got a serious shock.
Yeah.
So, I started buying tools at that time when I was in school, and I was making tool payments until I was probably 30 years old by the time I kind of started getting it paid off, because you could just go out there and buy it on credit, and it's a horrible, horrible addiction. Because I love them.
Tim says the first Snap-on tool I ever bought was needle nose pliers. Still have them somewhere. Yep. I bet you still have, or yours have probably been warrantied out by now.
Mine?
They need to be warrantied out.
Mine are so worn that they don't say Snap on them anymore.
Yeah, the Snap-on's worn off the side.
Rick says, "Do I still have that box?" Yes, I do. It's back there. You'll see it in the videos. And
yeah, I think Rick's saying that he still has.
He's saying I still have that box.
Still have that box, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's back there.
Yep. Rick knows. Rick worked with me when I was my first job out of college, and I worked with Rick for quite a few years, and he kind of had the same deal, same box, same set of tools and everything. And
yeah, he says
I know he still has them.
Son-in-law has my Mac box.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Get that back before the divorce. You don't want to be standing there in the courtroom arguing over that toolbox.
Yeah.
Get that baby back.
Speaking of Rick, I mentioned earlier, I have a little plan. We have a certain project that our buddy Steve brought here.
Oh, yeah.
We have a late 40s, early 50s Alice Chalmers something.
C model.
C model. Yeah.
Model C.
Yeah. If you go on over to our Facebook page, I made a post about it probably, it's been a few months ago. But if you want to check it out, it's a really, really cool tractor, but it is very rough. But Jerry's friend Rick here is into the antique tractors, and I think it would be really cool for you guys to do that.
Yep, we're gonna do that one for Rick.
Yeah.
So
maybe Rick could come down and help you.
Spoiler. Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Get him down here. Somebody asked you about the 4.8.
Yeah. I got I'm behind on my comments here. Level says, you guys helped me do my LS swap. Must have watched those videos hundreds of times. Got a 66 F100 with a Jag suspension. If I had to do it all over again, I would put a Holley oil pan just a tad low. Yeah, I don't remember what the Square Body stuff says. LS swap the Alice Chalmers. We can do it. We'll do it. We have an extra 5.3. It's fine. On the 78 Bonanza, we did a low profile oil pan. And on those trucks, the transmission pan hangs pretty low too. So I don't know.
No, it's the same.
Is it the same? Does that level it out then?
Yeah, it was almost perfect level.
With it? Yeah.
Yeah.
My 70 does not. My 70 has the stock oil pan on it.
Don't buy a cheap one. Buy the Holley one.
Yes. Yeah.
Learned my lesson there.
Learned that one.
I was so mad. I'll tell a story about that one. I put that oil pan on. Well, first off, in the video, you can see that it wouldn't go up. The shield wouldn't go up around the pickup tube.
Yeah, so, the baffle and the.
So that wasn't just right. And then when I went to put the spinning oil filter on it, the thread for the oil filter was a different size.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would have had to figure out a different oil filter for it versus going and buying one for that stock engine that I had. So I was so frustrated with that thing when I was done. So I'll never do another one of those. But like I said, I won't say the name, but I will only do Holley from now on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Somebody asked about the 4.8 and the 5.3, if we noticed a difference.
Yeah, that's George. George is, we got to give a shout out to George. We also met him through the Mo C10 Addiction Facebook group. For all you Missouri C10 fans, go check that out. George posted that he had some 6772 front disc brake or front disc spindles. And we had just gotten Frankenstein semi-running. We hit a point on Frankenstein where we decided to continue. So at that point, that truck has 4-wheel drum brakes, and we beat the brake drums off with a sledgehammer. So it has 0 brakes. And our buddy George here posted that he had some, and he actually delivered them to the shop and hung out with us for a little bit. It was super cool to meet him. And he says, did you notice any power difference in the 4.8 you pulled when you put the 5.3 in? Talking about my 70 C10, my yellow truck. Yes, that is a really interesting question. I have said, I don't know if I've said it in a video, but I have said I kind of miss the 4.8. And Jerry kind of cringes when I say that. But the 5.3 obviously has plenty of power. I have no complaints about the 5.3. But the 4.8 is basically, it's the same motor with a shorter stroke. So you hit that, it's almost like riding a 2-stroke when you hit the power band. It's just a more immediate torque, maybe. That being said, it went from like 0 to 4,000 RPMs like immediately, and was just obnoxious and silly and had loud exhaust, and it was fun. It was really fun. I really, it made me love the 4.8s. I don't think the 4.8s get as much love as obviously the 5.3s and the 6 liters, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I would like to build a 4.8 or put one together and put it in something else. Cause I do, like I said, I do miss it.
I think it's just the tune. It's not
just the tune.
Yeah. So, because you send the computer out and the guy, he downloads a tune in it for the 5.3 or whatever he's got it, and it changes the shift points and things like that. And I think that's all it is, but it does feel different.
Yeah. So, the 4.8, like I said, it was just snappier, you know. The 5.3, I mean, you put your foot to the floor and it will just go as long and as fast as you want to push a 1970 C10, you know?
Yep.
So I love the 4.8s for sure. Ray-Ban says, hit the like button on our way out, folks.
The one guy said that he's watched the videos numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
That was him too. Make sure you watch the commercials. At least 30 seconds of them, okay?
Yeah.
That's how we had tried to get an income from this. And the only way we get an income off of YouTube is if people watch 30 seconds of each one of those commercials that come through. And I'd love to like just sit down and tell people the ins and outs of YouTube, because I've had to learn it all in the last year. She's an expert on it, but the people just assume that that it's all smiles, but it's tough.
It is. It's a lot of work.
I think there's people in here that have channels I see.
Yeah.
They know how hard it is, and
yeah,
if I could just get everybody to watch 30 seconds each one of those commercials, and then we upload a video, and she'll go and look at a video that's an hour long, and YouTube will put 20 commercials in it.
Yeah.
And we don't want to do that to people, so she goes in and she deletes half of them. So,
I'd rather, you guys enjoy what you're watching than
you can't
do an ad every 3 minutes,
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
But,
Gordon says, I love when Ford people do LS swaps. We actually went to a car show just right over maybe a half, mile and a half away here, and parked next to probably a 70-ish LS swap Ford F100, and it was sweet.
Yeah, he actually won some of the.
Yeah, he had won an award, I think.
Yeah, and it was voted on by the people that were at the car show. So apparently there weren't too many haters. On him.
Yeah, that was cool.
I just have a great respect for anything anybody does with a vehicle. I don't really care what it is. I mean, if you're a mechanically inclined person, or even if you're not, but you get out there and you wrench on that stuff, that's great. So that's why we started this channel. Is we were hoping that people we would encourage people.
Yeah.
So.
Tennessee 2-foot Tommy says, my dad restored a 68 Chevelle in the early 90s, and we are now restoring it again. I'm trying to talk him into a LS swap, but he's a little stubborn. Might need Jerry to talk to him. Yeah, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find somebody that's got one and have them take it for a ride.
Yes.
And problem solved. He'll do it. That's all the people that chime in on me and say they don't like them or whatever. I said, have you ever driven one? And no. It's like, well, you'll find out why you do. Why they're so popular if you do drive it. So
made Ford tough with Chevy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick says, ouch, Gordon, that hurts. Yeah, I think Rick's a Ford guy, but we like him anyway.
I don't blame him on the Fords. I work on a lot of Fords, and I like the Triton motors. They're terrible. I hate them.
Yeah.
So when people want to take them out and put an LS in them, I can't blame them. They're just terrible. They're way too overcomplicated. I just don't like them.
I don't know what year it started, but the variable valve timing on Fords is just the pits.
Right. Cam phasers though. Talking about that, we've got our 74. People are really going to hate us now. We've got our 74 Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
And we have a 5.7 Magnum Outback Hemi, and we were like, oh, let's, I think the straight six, the slant six in it is burning coolant. So if that's the case, then we were gonna end up putting that 5.7 Hemi in it. But then I'm like going, oh boy, it'd be a lot easier to put a LS in it.
Yeah.
So who knows? Thanks, Square Body. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We probably better wrap it up. I gotta get some sleep.
I'm starving.
Yeah.
There's food calling my name.
Yep.
So
this is something that, like I said, we've always wanted to do, and
yeah,
we're going to get to where we do it every day. So
maybe not every day.
A daily wrap up.
Yeah, but
it probably will be a 5.7 Hemi. I'm a little.
You think so?
Yeah, that would bug me.
Yeah,
it's too nice of a car really to mess with.
It's a super nice car. And I mean, if you watch the videos on that car, it was painted and then just literally parked in a barn. Like they didn't even put the badges back on. There's still overspray on stuff. I mean, it's sweet.
I have no desire to get in a fist fight with somebody at a car show.
No, not about a Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to wrap it up here, folks. I really appreciate you guys jumping in. Everybody that jumped in on the live chat. We had an awesome time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to let us know. And like we said, we may make this a regular thing. This could be a new Thanksgiving tradition. We could do it more often than that. So that being said, thank you guys for hanging out.
See you, Rick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you, Rick.
Appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Then Buff, we had a thing that was going to go on too. So.
Oh yes. Where was that at?
Go if you want more of this kind of stuff. Get over to whatever Buff was talking about. He was doing another live show, I think.
Yes, Buff's Garage. Okay. Go check that out for sure. How far do I have to scroll to find it?
It's a ways back, but
okay. But yes, definitely go check out Buff's channel. Go check out Square Body stuff. And like I said, we really appreciate all you guys jumping in and hanging out for a bit. We will definitely do this again soon.
Yep. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, gotta hit the button.